Welcome to the Shop Jersey Shore podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Mazzuca. Today, I'm here with my guest, Michele Toscano from Pilates by the Bay in Toms River, New Jersey. This podcast is brought to you by On Your Mark Designs. We're a digital agency in Bayville, New Jersey, helping small business get more leads since 2004. We work with clients throughout Ocean and Monmouth County and beyond, and now we're helping you find the best businesses and services in the area to help you shop Jersey Shore. Please stay tuned for the giveaway at the end of the show. We'll have you answer a question about something we talk about today, and we'll send the winner a gift card before the next episode. Wherever you're watching or listening, please subscribe and or follow this show, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, LinkedIn, or your favorite podcast platform. That's how you can help to amplify our voices and extend our reach so more people can discover the best businesses the Jersey Shore has to offer. Thank you for joining me today, Michele. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Lisa. I'm well.
Great. I want to start with you and your story. Tell us who you are and what you do, what your business is called, and what you love about what you do.
So, as Lisa said, I'm Michele Toscano. I am actually the third owner of Pilates by the Bay, but I am very happy to pass along this wonderful business that has been open and running in Toms River since 2008. We're almost at our 20-year anniversary, so I'm kind of very proud about that. So we are a intimate Pilates studio that offers small group instruction as well as private and duet sessions. And our main focus is really the different Pilates apparatus or Pilates equipment. So we offer all of them. And, a lot of people are very familiar or might have seen or heard of the reformer, but we have so much more than just the reformer here. And our goal is to really help teach people to learn how to do the exercises, not only correctly here, but so you can take them and, use them in your everyday life. A lot of times I'm doing stretches while I'm at the grocery store, brushing my teeth or things like that. So this
That's
definitely.
so great because sometimes when you go to places, they want to make sure that you'll come back. So they don't give much at home possibilities and homework because they want to make sure that you're in studio, right?
Well, I definitely don't want to say homework because then nobody's going to do it. I know that. I used to teach middle school, so I can for sure say that. But it really is just awareness, right? And that's one of the things that I love about the practice of Pilates itself is just that mind, body, breath connection and awareness of where your body is placed. And even I even recommend when you're going to other gyms to work out. I know people don't just come and do Pilates. They'll do cardio or they'll do something else or they'll lift weights. But when you're lifting weights, you want to have your body in that right position. So the good thing about it is that the equipment was developed and created to help put your body in that right position. So it gets you kind of like oriented and feeling how you should feel that way. That can translate to other things in your life, even sitting in your car. I do that a lot where I like slouch and I'm like, all right, I got to sit up a little bit taller, sitting at my desk and my computer. So
Yes, it makes you more mindful, right?
right.
So it's important to some people who are choosing a place to work out regularly that it's close to home. But that's not always the case, right? Tell us a little bit about your location and how far people tend to be comfortable traveling to you. And that goes for not only the people working out in the studio, but you also offer teacher training
I
to
do.
become a Pilates instructor. So do those folks need to be local to you in order to take classes at your place?
Not at all. So and we have all sorts of different clients here. We have our snowbirds that have houses here that come um, just over the summer months, or we have some that come from Memorial Day through Labor Day. We even have some clients that come and visit the Jersey Shore every week during the summer, and they come here to do Pilates every week during the summer when they're here. So, even if you're not that local, but you are in town, we offer, classes for you to be able to come. But I would say most of our our regular clients that take classes throughout the year are probably within 15-20 minutes of Tom's River. We have people that come from Brick, we have people that come from the island, we have people that come from Bayville, Manchester, so I mean, honestly, with any business, or even with any workout, right? Look, I get it, it's tough to work out in general. You want to find somebody that you're comfortable with and that you enjoy. So I don't know about you, but I'll drive an extra 15-20 minutes to a place that I enjoy over a place that I wouldn't. So
Absolutely, yes.
right. And
Yes, that's a huge part of it.
one of the other things too is about us. It's not just me. I have 7 other instructors. So the great thing is you can develop different relationships. You could have you learn something different. Every instructor has a little bit of a different flavor. So you're always learning something different and something new. And it's always good to kind of keep it fresh and moving, so to
So
speak.
yeah, so that's a good lead in. I mean, what is it that why are these people choosing you, in your opinion? What do they love about coming to Pilates by the Bay specifically to choose you to be their gym?
So I think that the two big things is, number one, that we offer our classes are small group instruction. So most are we have 5 reformers, we have 5 towers. I have one combination, so we could have 6 people. On occasion, we'll have 8 people. Even our bar classes, we can only fit 7. So you really are getting that individualized instruction. We don't necessarily have leveled classes because as a true teacher, you can differentiate based upon the people that are in your class. And I'm not planning for my Saturday class. I'm planning for the people that are in my Saturday class, because we get to know who they are. So we are a very intimate community. And that's one of the things that I love about this place, and hope to continue fostering those things. But I want to take a step back, because I didn't answer about teacher training, and that
Oh,
is
yes.
super exciting, especially because we just finished our summer intensive. So I have 2 apprentices. So that's actually another thing that's coming soon. My apprentices need hours, so they're looking for people that want to practice, even and brand new is good. So we're going to have some free classes to get our apprentices hours and get them teaching people coming up. So not I don't have anything.
Wow, what an incredible opportunity.
So
That's so great.
it's good. It's good all around, for everyone. So it's great to help them practice. And currently, our 2 apprentices end up being local, but not necessarily local. The program that I've connected with another teacher training program called Evolve Your Teaching, and the master trainer Jessica Spillane is actually out of North Jersey. She runs the program, but we are a host here, so that means you get to come here and do your training here, use the equipment here. I basically become your mentor, which is one of my favorite things to do. And the training is basically online, and you can go at your own pace. So there are different webinars, and obviously there is like the seminar where we're in person, and that's that tactical piece, but it gets recorded. We do it here. So in the past, I've had other people that have come in just for the training to get that training piece, and then they might be practicing somewhere else, or they might have like another studio that are closer to them, but they would just come here for that actual seminar piece and go through the training. So it could be somebody who's local, or it could be somebody who's not super far but wants to join. And
That's a great opportunity too. Yeah. And you being able to mentor these people is fantastic. I know what a great teacher you are. I experienced coming to your studio, and I took the intro courses on the equipment because I had no experience on the equipment whatsoever, and you were ever so patient with me and my inexperience and inability to do some of the things. But I could always do at least part of it, some kind of a modification. And I know that with repetition and more practice, I'll get better.
and that's right. that's the whole point of the equipment, is to be able to help you do the things, right? And there's always something that you can do, right? We might not be able to get to, and we always laugh, like, who cares about perfection? We're not going to do a Pilates recital. Nobody is coming to check our form, right? It
Oh,
really,
could you imagine?
we always joke about it. We always joke about, who wants to see that? Nobody, and nobody wants to have an audience for that either. So
Right, right. So tell everyone how this began for you. What made you decide to um do Pilates in the first place, own a Pilates studio, come this far with it, and be where you are today?
So this never entered my mind whatsoever. I don't even think I knew what it was necessarily, but I've had scoliosis all my life. I was in a back brace when I was in middle school. I had my first spinal fusion when I was 16, and I had my second spinal fusion surgery actually 15 years ago, almost like a week ago. Something came up in my memory, and I was like, "Ooh, that was when I had my surgery." So it's been 15 years. So after that second spinal fusion, my brilliant surgeon did not send me to physical therapy. He said, find a Pilates studio with equipment and start taking that. And I was like, okay, well, what's Pilates equipment? I think at that point, I might have taken a Pilates class at like the local gym, but never anything on the equipment. And as fate would have it, Pilates by the Bay actually opened just a couple years before. We used to be downtown Toms River on Water Street. So I went in, started to take private sessions. Actually, not true. My husband John and I came with me. So we took duets together because I was nervous and didn't want to be by myself. I fell in love with it. He stopped going. I continued. Um, and then they offered teacher training. So I got my certification at Pilates by the Bay with the previous owner. And couple of years ago, she said, "Hey, do you want to own it?" And I was like, "Okay." 'Cause I was like, "Hey, look, I tell everybody how wonderful Pilates is, talk about it all the time. Why not?" Like it was never anything that was on my radar, but it certainly is something that I love so much and want everybody to do it. So it's great. Of course, now that I own the business, the thing that I probably do the least is actually Pilates myself, but that's all right. I have the
We
opportunity.
go through phases in our lives and we focus on different things. But so what I wanted to make clear to some of the people who might be listening or watching is there are some myths surrounded by Pilates, right? If you or that surround Pilates. If you've heard of Pilates in the first place, you might have some preconceived ideas about what it's about and who it's for and who it can help. So, you having had two spinal fusion surgeries and a medical history, people might not have thought that it was something that you would be capable of or that could possibly be helpful for you. So, what are some of the other Pilates myths that you would like to talk about so that people can get an idea?
How long do we have? There's so many. There's so many.
Let's pick two or three.
Well, I mean, I guess that the big, like, one of the big things is like Pilates body, or like,
Okay.
especially now, like all of these Instagram photos and young skinny girls. Like, no, most of our clients are not young and skinny. Quite the opposite. We actually trend kind of on the more mature and seasoned client. I'm going to try to choose my words closely.
Okay.
But true. And honestly, Joseph Pilates was the creator of Pilates, not a woman, man. Another myth right
Right.
there. And he created the equipment to help people do the exercises. It originated as just some exercises on the mat. So I know that's something else. People think that mat Pilates might be inferior. Quite actually, it's harder because it requires you and your body to do all of the movements, where the equipment was created with springs to give you resistance to help you do that. So he the lure behind Joseph Pilates and the springs is that he would take springs from hospital beds and help patients rehab by taking those bed springs, and then that's where kind of the springs and traction kind of started. But for the most part, it really was created to help anybody, and really, Pilates is created for anybody, and anybody can achieve certain things. Yeah, you might not be able to do the really hard, super advanced exercises, but I can't either, and that's okay.
Right. That was something when you had said to us that the mat workouts aren't necessarily easier than the equipment and the resistance and those springs actually assist you to do some of the moves. That was surprising to me. I had no idea about that. And I had always heard that Pilates was for dancers. And that isn't necessarily true.
And there's a good reason. So when Joseph Pilates came to New York, actually the first Pilates studio was in New York City, and it was next to the New York City Ballet. So when dancers got hurt, they went and rehabbed with him, and they all fell in love with it. So a lot of his proteges and first teachers were dancers. So it got pretty enmeshed in the dance community just because of that.
Excellent. So let's talk about what's next for you and for Pilates by the Bay. Are you excited to grow or bring in something new to the business? What's happening in your world?
So I just hope to continue to mentor new teachers,
Yes.
expand this teacher training program. Right now, a lot of the focus has been on and also just, we talked a little bit about the different pieces of equipment, right? So we talked about reformer, but we also have towers and chairs and barrels, and there's a lot of training that goes behind it. There's a lot of hours that apprentices need to have to be able to train on all of those things. So like our apprentices right now went through mat and reformer, but then there's also training on the Cadillac and the tower. There's another separate
So there
certification.
are different modules for these teacher trainings so that they're proficient on all these different types of
Right.
equipment.
So we call it a comprehensive certification when you have all the certifications for all of the different pieces of equipment. And there's a lot of studios that don't offer those. So a
Okay.
lot of the instructors, because of that, just focus on mat and reformer, because that really is kind of what is the most widely known. So I'm hoping to not only continue this lineage, but get more people certified to be able to teach these other things, because there's so much additional support, assistive stretching, right? Like Joseph Pilates didn't stop at the reformer. That was just the first piece of equipment he created. Then he created all these other brilliant things to help you do other stretches that could actually help you get better on some of the exercises that you're doing on the reformer. So I always like to make a lover of all of the equipment, especially because we get some people, a lot of our summer people that travel here, they might go to a studio that only has reformers. So when they come in, we kind of have to teach them a little bit about some of the other pieces of equipment before they can, get a feel for it and jump into some of the classes, because we want to make sure that you're doing it properly and safely.
So, as you said, there are people who travel here to our area to take vacations or to summer here. And there's a lot to see and do at the Jersey Shore. And that's part of what this show is about. And I know that you are not someone who, when you're not in the studio, you're sitting home. So, tell us about your favorite things to do at the Jersey Shore. You and John are out and about frequently. So tell us a little bit about your favorite things about Ocean and Monmouth County.
So we love a local restaurant, especially some of our BYO places around here, because we also make our own wine here at Bacchus Winemaking. So we love to bring our own wine and check out the different local places.
Yeah, shout out to Bacchus here in Toms River on Route 37.
Without sounding that I'm all into alcohol. Garden State Distillery has tons of great things that we always go to. I'm actually at bingo. Boozy bingo is always a fun thing,
I love
and I know,
that.
and they do a lot of fundraisers with that as well. Um, I love the beach, and my beach here is really Island Beach State Park. I love
Absolutely.
dr- and not the bathing beaches. Let me drive all the way down and walk out onto the water.
Most people don't even know. I shouldn't say most people. Some people don't even know to go past the bathing beaches, but
I
you can.
actually I it two it took me 2 summers, but I have a list of every single trail and kind of a little description of what it's like to get there.
Oh, I love it. So, you spoke about Boozy Bingo at Garden State Distillery and how some fundraisers happen there. I know that something that's very important to you is giving back to the community and working with local charitable organizations. So tell me a little bit about your favorite ways to give back locally.
Just about anytime someone says, "Hey, we're having a gift auction," I I love a gift basket. Love a gift basket, right? Um, and especially if I'm also there at the event, because then I like to be able to talk to the person who won the gift basket. But who doesn't like
Yes,
getting gift
yes.
baskets either? Um, I know we also do a lot with the Pity Project, so that's one that we often will give to and go to their fundraiser. We have our bin for we're doing Christmas in July right now. We're collecting toys. Wingman Planning does their trolley tour where Santa comes and picks up the toys in December.
That's fantastic.
We also get Santa on the equipment every year when he comes and picks up the toys. But the last 2 years they started to do Christmas in July and get a jump start on collecting, which is great. So we currently are collecting unwrapped toys through the month of July.
That's fantastic. I love that. So we'll make sure to link to those organizations in the description of the show so that if anybody's interested to learn more, they can do that. This show is going to air on July 29th. Are there any events or anything coming up that you want to talk about? Anything new?
So I've gotten into the habit of at least twice a month and sometimes more putting on trial classes. So this is perfect for anybody who's like, what is Pilates? What is she talking about? Let me try these things out. Um, so it's actually me teaching them. So it's 45 minutes, although I gotta admit I usually talk too much and we spend the whole like 55 minutes, but that's okay. Um, we do about 20 minutes on the reformer, 20 minutes on the tower. You get to really feel what it feels like, look at the studio, talk about it. If there's any concerns you have, we can discuss that. So those are on the schedule. I also put August dates up there. So there's, I believe, one. I think the next one is gonna hit before this airs, but the August dates are up there. And then once my apprentices get a couple hours in, we'll also put more of those on there. So look
That is
look
exciting.
for those. Um,
Yes, we'll keep people informed so they can take a look out. Let me ask you how they can get in touch with you. Give them your contact information, the best way to get in touch.
So, really, the best way is either on any of our social media platforms to message us, because then I get that right on my phone. Sometimes I get 1,000 emails or even phone calls, but I know I can definitely track it and respond to that. But if you call us, we actually have our phone transferred to another cell phone. So I'll pick it up. John will pick it up. My husband.
Great. So anybody here can see the contact information scrolling along the bottom of the video. If you're listening to this, you can get in touch with Michele at pilatesbythebaynj.com. That's the website address. And the phone number is 732-300-4917.
And on that website, you can even schedule classes. So you can see what our class schedule is and then sign up for one of those trial classes if you want to.
That
Or
is terrific. I am so glad. Thank you for joining me. Is everybody ready for our giveaway? You could win a $50 gift card to Pilates by the Bay. Michele is so generous, and she's giving that to our audience. And all you have to do is to answer a question that we talked about during the show. What should we ask them, Michele?
I was supposed to think about something. I forgot to think about something.
That's okay. How about when Joseph Pilates was working with people who were recovering from injuries? What did he use to create resistance in his equipment?
Great question.
Let's have them answer that. So if you know the answer to that question, please email it to me at lisa@shopjerseyshore.com, and we'll pick a winner before the next episode, and you'll win a $50 gift card to Pilates by the Bay. Thank you so much. Oh, put Michele Toscano, Toscano, in the subject line of that email. That's all the time we have today, everyone. Thank you for joining us, Michele, and we'll see you next week, everyone. Remember to shop Jersey Shore. Bye.